Hello everyone. In this video, we will learn about the concept of pressure in liquids and atmosphere. So, first of all, understand that what is pressure in liquids. A liquid in a container exerts pressure because of its weight. For example, if you try to put your finger over the end of the tap, which is turned on, you can feel the pressure of the water in the pipe, and you can calculate it with the help of the formula as it is given in front of you. Now let's see some pictures to understand the pressure more precisely. In this picture you can see a water bottle, and the three holes are formed in this water bottle which are almost at same height from the base of the bottle. Now another picture is there in front of you, and in this picture the height of the holes differs from each other, as the uppermost is giving out water and that water fountain is covering the shortest distance, whereas in the another picture you can observe the hole which is near to the base of the water bottle, it is covering the greater distance as compared to the above two. This means that the hole which is at uppermost position, it is giving out water with low pressure, and the hole which is at lowermost position, it is giving out the water at higher pressure. So the water pressure increases with the depth. So it is proved that water exerts equal pressure in all the directions in same depth. Also, water pressure increases with the depth. So we find that the deeper the liquid, the faster the liquid sprouts out. So in conclusion, the pressure in the liquid increases as the depth increases. So let's learn some more facts about the water pressure. In this picture you can see a bucket which is half filled with water, and a man is trying to push the ball inside the water. But ball is not easily pushed inside the water because some pressure is exerted by the water over the ball. It means that liquid exert upward pressure. So liquids can exert lateral pressure, downward pressure, and upward pressure too. So the important points about the pressure are: liquid exert pressure in all the directions. Liquids exert equal pressure at the same depth. Pressure exerted by liquid increases with the increase in the height of its column. Now let's learn some characteristics of the liquid pressure. So the characteristics of the liquid pressure are: pressure increase with depth. Pressure acts in all the directions. Pressure at 2 points at the same level in same liquid are equal. Pressure doesn't depend on the area of surface. Pressure doesn't depend on the shape or size of the container. Now let's learn the characteristics of the pressure in liquid through pictures. In this picture you can see three containers are there, X, Y, Z. They are of different shape, but you can see the level of water is equal. It means if the level of the water is equal, or you can say the height of the water from the base is equal, it means that water is exerting same pressure in all the containers. Hence, pressure in liquid does not depend upon the shape of the container. Let's see another picture. In this picture you can see that there are two containers and they both are of different size, but still the water level is same. It means that pressure in the liquid does not depend upon the size of container, and it exerts the same pressure on the base of the container. In this picture you can see different size of area is encircled as A and B, but still the pressure in the liquid does not depend upon the area of its surface. Here the level of the surface of the liquid in a container is always the same, because for the given liquid the pressure is always equal at the same level, no matter what is the shape, size of the container. Another picture is here in front of you of a small fish and a big fish. So if the pressure is exerted in all the directions, it means that pressure exerted on the small fish by the water is equal to the water pressure exerted on the big fish. In this picture you can easily see that the pressure at any point of a liquid acts equally in all the directions. So we found that the pressure increases with the depth, it acts in all the directions, and there is same pressure at same level. Now let's learn some applications of liquid pressure. So the first application of the pressure in liquid is the construction of dam. You can see the wall of the dam is much thicker at the bottom than at the top because it must withstand the increased lateral pressure in the depth of the water. The higher the depth, the higher the pressure exerted. Thus, the much thicker the wall of the dam at the bottom. As you can see, same here in this picture, that the dam wall is thicker at the bottom and the generator is placed at the lower part so that the pressure of the water is high enough to drive the turbine. Let's see some other applications regarding the liquid pressure. So in this application, a thick wall is built in submarine. Why? Because the deeper the submarine submerged in the water, the greater the pressure exerted on it. Submarine is built with thick wall so as to withstand enormous pressure at the greater depth. Here you can find in a deep sea the pressure of water is tremendous high. Hence the body of the submarine is thick and built by a strong material so that it should not be crushed by the high pressure of the water. Another application is of the water tower, as the water tower is built at a high place so that the water has sufficient pressure to flow to the consumer's house. One more application is of blood transfusion, in which you can see the bottle is hung at a higher position to increase the pressure of liquid, so it has sufficient pressure to flow into the veins of the patient. Same application as intravenous transfusions, that elevated position ensure that the liquid must have sufficient pressure to move in the veins of the patient. Now let's learn about manometer. Manometer is an instrument which is used to measure the liquid pressure. So this is the apparatus of the manometer, as it contains a glass U-tube which is fixed to a stand with a scale. It is half filled with the water. One end of the U-tube is open, the other end is attached to a Thystel funnel through a flexible tube. As you can see very clearly in this picture that there is a flexible tube present. The mouth of the Thystel funnel is covered with a tight thin rubber skin. When the Thystel funnel is kept in the air, only atmospheric pressure acts on it. Therefore, the water level in the two sides of the U-tube will remain same. As you can see, a green line is there which is showing the same water level in both the limbs of the U-tube. Now, dip the Thystel funnel in a bucket of water. The liquid pressure acts on the rubber skin, and if the liquid pressure acts on the rubber skin, the air molecules also got pressurized and they will lead to exert the pressure over the liquid which is present in the U-tube. As you can see in this picture, as the liquid pressure on the Thystel funnel increases, the air molecules start pushing the water and the water level in the A will go down and in B will go up. So the difference in the water level can be read on the scale. This is a measure of a pressure exerted on the rubber skin. Like this, the manometer works and it helps us to find out the pressure of the liquids. Now let's understand about the gas pressure and the atmospheric pressure. What do you feel when you squeeze a balloon filled with air? Air inside the balloons are in random motion which collide all over inner surface of ball. Forces of collision pushes the wall of the balloons outward, results in the air pressure in the balloons. So, gas pressure is the force per unit area exerted by a gas molecule as they collide with the walls of their container. Gas molecules are always colliding with the walls of container and produce force. The force will act on an area of a wall of container and produced pressure. Now let's learn about atmospheric pressure. As the earth is surrounded by the air envelope, and this air envelope is making the whole atmosphere, and as the atmosphere has got molecules in it, so these air molecules exert pressure over the objects which are present on the earth. For easy understanding, let's see some more pictures about the atmospheric pressure. In this picture you can see that the hand is being pressurized by the molecules which are present in the air. As the gas molecules have weight, and atmospheric pressure is caused by the weight or force which you can see of a thick layer of the air above the earth's surface. It means that our body is also experiencing the pressure which is exerted on our body through the molecules which are present in the air. But we are habitual of this pressure, so that's why we don't feel the air pressure on our body. As in this picture you can see that the level of the water and the level of the air, they both are just meeting at one point, and the molecules of the air are very dense near the water level, and as we move upward towards the higher altitude, the amount of molecules goes on decreasing. It means the air exerts most of its pressure, higher pressure, at the ground level. So as I had discussed with you earlier also, that the human body is also withstand with the pressure on its surface. So if we find out the answer, then the living cells maintain an internal pressure that is about the same as 1 atmosphere, which is similar to the atmospheric pressure. So we don't feel high atmospheric pressure which is exerted to us. Now in this picture you can see there are two persons. One is Peter, which is at highest altitude of the mountain, and the John is just under the ground, below the ground. So if I talk about the Peter, then when Peter goes to the top of the mountain, he feels breathing difficulty there. Why? Because I have discussed with you earlier that when we move towards the higher altitude, the number of molecules decreases, air molecules decreases. If the air molecules number decreases, it means the pressure also decreases over there. So what happens? The air molecule rate is become lowered, and due to this lowering rate of the air molecules, the sufficient air is not provided to the Peter to breathe in. So it is very difficult for the Peter to breathe on the higher altitude. The second condition is with the John, as John is at the lower altitude. So when the John enters to the underground mines and feel breathing difficulty, this is again due to the increase in number of molecules. Due to the increase in number of the molecules, the collision rate of the air molecule increases and he encounters higher atmospheric pressure. So he has to breathe less when he goes to the mines. Now let's discuss some more activities to ensure that yes, there is existence of pressure in atmosphere, or which is called as atmospheric pressure. In this picture you can see two different situations. In a situation there is one bottle which is connected to the air pump, but still there is air inside the bottle. So at normal condition, the rate of collision of the air on the inner wall is same as with the air which is on the outer wall. So the air pressure inside and outside of the bottle is same. But in the B condition, as you can see that when the air is pumped out of the bottle, then what happens? There are almost no air molecule inside the bottle to balance the force of collision of air molecules outside the bottle. So there is imbalance between the air which is present, or you can say which is pumped out from the bottle. So the outer air molecules try to force the pressure over the bottle, and due to that external force, due to the atmospheric pressure, the bottle crushes out. Now let's discuss some applications of the atmospheric pressure which will help you to ensure that yes, there is existence of atmospheric pressure around us. So in this picture you can see that a glass is filled of water and this glass water is inverted, but still the water is not coming out because a cardboard is placed over it. So why is it so? This is because the atmospheric pressure is there, and this atmospheric pressure presses the cardboard against the glass, which is producing a force that is strong enough to support the weight of the water in the glass. Another application you can see here is that how the condensed milk can come out from its can. It is also due to the presence of a second hole which enable the air to flow into the can. So the air pressure inside the can same as atmospheric pressure, and it will force the milk to come out of the lower hole. Similarly, in this picture you can see a smooth surface is there, and to the smooth surface a rubber suction cap can easily get attached. Why is it so? Again, there is atmospheric pressure, as when the air is forced out of the suction cup, a partial vacuum is created in the space between the cup and the smooth surface. So the surrounding atmospheric pressure forces the cup tightly against the smooth surface. One another application is of vacuum cleaner. So the internal structure of the vacuum cleaner you can see here over here, and this also works with the help of pressure exerted by the atmosphere. Now this picture is related to our day-to-day life, that how we can drink with the help of straw. So when the air is being sucked from the straw, a partial vacuum is created in the straw. The surrounding atmospheric pressure will force the drink into the straw and enable it to move into the mouth. So with the help of air pressure, the water level lowers down and it will rise up in the straw, and easily we will drink the water. In this picture you can compare the value of atmospheric pressure, as atmospheric pressure varies with the height. It is almost zero as in the above-most picture, and the value of atmospheric pressure increases as we are moving towards the sea level. So as we are moving downward, the atmospheric pressure increases, and as we are moving upward, the atmospheric pressure decreases. Now let's discuss about the barometer. It was invented by Torseli in 1643. He had used mercury in it for the readings, so that is why it is also called as mercury barometer. Now let's discuss the working of the mercury barometer. In the mercury barometer, you will find a long glass tube. Now we will fill this long glass tube with the help of mercury, and there is one trough, or you can say bowl, and we will fill this trough or bowl with the help of mercury too. Now we will invert the long glass tube filled with the mercury over the bowl of the mercury. Now what will happen? The molecules of the mercury also impart some pressure, and the air which is surrounding the open parts of the bowl of the mercury, it also exerts some pressure. So due to the balancing of the molecules inside and outside, the vacuum is being created at the top of the inverted long glass tube. So now what will happen? You can observe here that when the atmosphere exerts more pressure, the level of the mercury inside the glass tube will increase up to certain height. But when the air pressure is less, then more mercury will come out of the glass tube, and the level of the mercury get lowered down in the glass tube. So like this, if the pressure increases, the level of the mercury increases in the glass tube and it decreases in the trough. But when the pressure of the air molecules decreases, then the level of the mercury increases in the trough, but it is decreased in the inverted glass tube. So these pictures are clearing you that the level of the mercury is increased and decreased in the barometer with the help of the pressure of the atmosphere. Now some interesting things you can observe with the help of changing pressure. If there is rise in the barometer reading, there is an increase in air pressure. So if the air pressure is more in the atmosphere, it usually means clear weather. But if the falling of the reading in the barometer occur, it will lead to decrease the air pressure. So if there is decreasing in the air pressure, then this usually means there is wet weather. Now the question arises that mercury barometer is good or bad. So it is good as simple and constructive and highly accurate, but it is bad also because the glass tube is fragile, mercury can be very toxic. So is there any better way to measure the air pressure? So the answer to this question is that yes, aneroid barometer is there because it has no fragile tubes, no toxic chemicals, no batteries, and never needs finding. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. So up to my next video, keep watching, keep learning. Thank you.